What's up, people? Y'all now tuned into Deezy's World. Like, share, subscribe, comment. One.
Yeah, yeah, ambition.
Yep,
There it is.
there it is.
Wishing. I just have to bring it back to you all.
Bring it back to you all.
Yeah.
In the short term, Mars is really about getting the spaceship built. We're making good progress on this on the ship and the booster, codenamed BFR.
What does that stand for again?
Well, it's a bit of it's like sort of a Rorschach test in acronym form, and it is very big. Yeah. And I gave a presentation on this at the International Astronautical Congress in Australia last year, and that design is evolving rapidly. We're actually building that ship right now. I think right now that the biggest thing that would be helpful is just general support and encouragement, and goodwill. I think once we build it, there will be we'll have a point of proof, something that other companies and countries can then go and do. Like, they currently don't think it's possible, so if we show them that it is, then I think they'll up their game and they will build interplanetary transport vehicles as well. Now, once that has been built and there's a means of getting cargo and people to and from Mars as well as to and from the Moon, and other places in the solar system, then I think that's really where there's a tremendous amount of entrepreneurial resources that are needed, because you've got to build out the entire base of industry, everything that allows human civilization to exist, and it's going to be harder, a lot harder in a place like Mars or the Moon. I mean, the Moon and Mars are often thought of as like, is this some escape hatch for rich people? But it won't be that at all. It's anyone who, for the early people that go to Mars, it'll be far more dangerous. I mean, really, it kind of reads like Shackleton's ad for Antarctic explorers. You know, it's like difficult, dangerous, good chance you will die. Excitement for those who survive. That kind of thing. And I think there's not many people who actually want to go in the beginning, because all those things I said are true. But there'll be some who will, for whom the excitement of the frontier and exploration exceeds the concern of danger. And they will start off building the most elementary infrastructure, just a base to create propellant, a power station, glass domes in which to grow crops, all of the sort of fundamentals, without which you cannot survive. And then really there's going to be an explosion of entrepreneurial opportunity, because Mars will need everything from iron foundries to pizza joints. I think Mars should really have great bars. So I'm feeling pretty optimistic about the timeline, although I can be a little, sometimes my timelines are a little, you know, people have told me that my timelines historically have been optimistic, and so I'm trying to recalibrate to some degree here. But I can tell you what I know currently is the case is that we are building the first ship, the first Mars or interplanetary ship right now, and I think we'll be able to do short flights, short sort of up and down flights, probably sometime in the first half of next year. And this is a very big booster and ship. The liftoff thrust of this would be about twice that of a Saturn V. So it's capable of doing 150 metric tons to orbit and be fully reusable. So the expendable payload is around double that number. So what's amazing about this ship, assuming we can make full and rapid reusability work, is that we can reduce the marginal cost per flight dramatically by orders of magnitude compared to where it is today. This question of reusability is so fundamental to rocketry. It is the fundamental breakthrough that's needed. If you consider aircraft, for example, you can lease a 747 and do a return flight full of cargo from California to Australia for $500,000. That's what it costs to lease a 747 fully round trip to Australia, which is far. To buy a single engine turboprop plane, a good one, would be about $1.5 million. And that can't even reach Australia, and it's tiny compared to a 747. So what that means is like it costs less to use a giant plane with huge cargo for a long trip than that costs way less than buying a small plane for a short trip in the aircraft world. And the same actually is true of rocketry. A BFR flight will actually cost less than our Falcon 1 flight did back in the day. Wow. So that was about a $5 or $6 million marginal cost per flight. We're confident that BFR will be less than that. So that's profound, and that is what will enable the creation of a permanent base on the Moon and a city on Mars. And that's the equivalent of like the Union Pacific Railroad, or having ships that can cross oceans. Until you can get there, there's no way for all of the entrepreneurial energy to you can't do anything. There's no way for all the flowers to bloom. Once you can get there, the opportunity is immense. So we're going to do our best to get you there, and then make sure that there's an environment in which entrepreneurs can flourish. And then I think it'll be amazing. We wanted to get the public, we wanted you to get excited about the possibility of something new happening in space, of the space frontier getting pushed forward. The goal of this was to inspire you and make you believe again, just as people believed in the Apollo era, that anything's possible. Well, at SpaceX, almost all my time is spent on engineering and design. It's probably 80 and 90%. And then Gwynne Shotwell, who's president and chief operating officer, takes care of the business operations of the company, which is what allows me to do that. Yeah, I think in order to make the right decisions, you have to understand something. And if you don't understand something at a detailed level, you cannot make a good decision. But I'd like to just point out, like, what you saw there is a result of an incredible team at SpaceX, super talented people who really work like crazy to make that happen. I think my role is to make sure that they have an environment where they can really, where the talents can really come to the fore, but I can't tell you how honored and grateful I am to work with such a great team. Now, I don't sort of like look at things and say, okay, what's the rank ordered, business opportunity from a financial standpoint, or anything like that. It's really just like there's some things that don't seem to be working, that are important for for our life and for the future to be good. And I have to say that if one were to say, like, where is if one were to do a risk-adjusted rate of return estimate on various industry opportunities, I would put basically building rockets and cars pretty close to the bottom of the list. That they would have to be the dumbest things to do. Just because you look at the auto industry, and in the U.S. auto industry, the only two companies that haven't gone bankrupt, at least at some point, are Tesla and Ford. Every other company got bankrupt or was failing and got acquired. There's only two companies that haven't gone bankrupt, and there's a big graveyard of companies that did. So, and then going up against entrenched competitors, there's no. I gave basically both SpaceX and Tesla from the beginning a probability of less than 10% of likely to succeed.
Listen, you're in a privileged position to learn a thing or two. Keep your mouth shut and your eyes open.